Good morning, London. Woo! It's great to be back here at the Intercontinental O2, and especially the new refurbished one. Isn't this ballroom great? I'm excited to welcome all of you formally to Cvent CONNECT 2025 Europe. The team here at O2, they've really been awesome to work with. And I have to say, this place looks incredible. The only challenge is this stage is so long. By the time I reach the other end, I think I've hit my daily step goals. I think they should probably build a tube line between here and there. But anyways, enough of my bad jokes. That was supposed to be a joke, by the way. We have over 3,500 people registered here for this conference, and we have people tuning in virtually from all around Europe, from Italy, France, Germany, and more than a dozen other countries. It's really incredible to host a hybrid event like this so we can bring together everyone from around every corner of Europe. Events like this are where relationships are forged and communities are strengthened, which is why we continue to expand our Cvent programming to more localized experiences and content. Just for example, over the last several months, we have hosted 4 regional one-day mini connects that we call Accelerate. And they each continue every year after year. They continue to see double-digit growth. Now, the impact we're seeing from these experiences makes one thing very clear. The strongest event programs no longer revolve around one single flagship event, something like Cvent CONNECT. They sustain year-round engagement through more localized and personalized experiences. In short, all events, from large-scale conferences like this to small VIP dinners. And these are not just moments. They're brand-building momentum. These events help you build that brand. Now, I'll talk a lot more about this in a few minutes, but before I dive into my presentation, I want to take a moment to reflect and share a quick personal story. Last month, we dropped our oldest daughter, Anya, off to her first year in college. Now, this milestone moment has a way of reminding us of just how fast time flies. I honestly feel like it happened overnight. When Anya was born 18 years ago, here in the UK, Gordon Brown had just taken over as Prime Minister from Tony Blair, and Adele released her first album. Now, from a Cvent perspective, we had just 180 employees in one office in DC, and we had 1,000 customers. But all of them were in the United States, and we really didn't have any international presence. Today, we have that number of employees right here in London. And we have now more than 5,000 employees and 25,000 customers from over 140 countries. Now, that kind of growth doesn't just show up on an org chart. It shows up in the lives we all build, the milestones, the memories, and the moments that make up the fabric of who we are as individuals. For me, one of the clearest reflections of how far we've come, both professionally and personally, is through my daughter, Anya. She literally grew up with Cvent. Now, it all started when she was just 5, and she rang the opening bell when Cvent went public on the New York Stock Exchange back in 2013. As she grew older, she started to come to Cvent CONNECT Europe. In fact, some of you may have even seen her pass out lanyards, print name badges, and maybe even help you download our mobile app. It has been really important for me to expose her to our industry so she can see so many and meet so many successful professional women like you in the audience. And let me tell you, it's made a real big difference. Anya interned this past summer at Hilton Corporate. And the funny thing is, I didn't even know she applied until after she got the job. Now, admittingly, I was a little upset that she did not run her application by me for my fatherly input, but I was secretly proud that she took the initiative to apply and do it all on her own. Now, she brought that same self-driven initiative to apply to colleges. But for those of you who are parents, you know just how stressful it is when your kids are applying to college. As a matter of fact, I'd say it's been more stressful for us parents than for our kids. Anyway, I'm telling you this story because we've all talked about creating memorable moments that happen in our personal lives. And these memorable moments are so important to us, and certainly at events. So I wanted to share with all of you, my 3,500 closest friends, a special moment from Anya's college journey.
We're going to see if you
I don't want to.
It's okay. Just do it. Come on. Open it.
Oh my god, I can't keep it.
Anya, it's okay. Just do it. We need to find out. Just open it. We're going to open it now. Let's go.
I'm just gonna say rejection.
Come
It's
on.
okay. Then we go on to the next place.
Yeah.
Life
Then we
is
go to plan B.
what
Well,
doesn't
that's
kill
the
you
option.
makes you stronger.
That's right.
I really don't want to check this. Oh my god. Okay.
Now, this truly was an emotional moment for Anya and our family. And it was absolutely my personal highlight of the year. Seeing my daughter achieve her dream was a powerful reminder that effort, resilience, and support make all the difference. And those same principles apply to our industry right now. Whether it's adapting to uncertainty, reimagining our roles in the AI era, success comes from persistence, innovation, and communities we build like this. And that's what I want to explore with you today. In my keynote, I'm going to cover 3 themes: navigating uncertainty, embracing AI, and unlocking the full potential of event marketing. These priorities are not just for our industry, but for every leader in this room. And throughout the presentation, one message will be clear. In a digital-first world, human connection isn't just a nice to have. It's our industry's greatest advantage. So let's jump into it. Now, we started the year with confidence. Business travel expectations were high, and in-person meetings were on the rise. But since then, inflation, shifting tariffs, and geopolitical conflicts have created an environment of uncertainty. Costs continue to rise, budgets are shrinking, and ROI is the top of everyone's mind. The combination of today's uncertain environment with higher outcome expectations can make running your events program or group business strategies very difficult. After running a business for 25 years, I've learned that in times of rapid change, maintaining a long-term view and a long-term vision is critical. The good news is that despite some of these headwinds, optimism's at a 5-year high, and events are more valuable than ever. It's easy to get caught up in the daily headlines, but our industry has proven to be incredibly resilient, and real progress comes from looking beyond these moments. After all, we're witnessing a new monumental milestone in human history. The rapid revolution and evolution of AI is like the advent of the internet, but on an entirely different scale. Just look at some of these numbers. These aren't incremental improvements. They're paradigm shifts. It's clear that if used in the right way, AI will be a force multiplier. Why? Because it allows you to automate repetitive tasks so you can focus on critical human and the strategic aspects of your job. It's about redefining productivity, not replacing creativity. There's so much excitement about AI, but I can tell you amongst all the new users, there's also a lot of uncertainty. So if any of you are asking these questions, don't worry, you're not alone. Just when you think you've heard enough about AI, I hate to break the bad news to you, but another form of AI just took center stage. For example, most of us are familiar with generative AI, like ChatGPT. All of us, I'm sure, have used it. And what ChatGPT and generative AI does is it primarily creates content and generates responses to prompts. Now, I'd like to poll the audience for a second and ask, raise your hand if you are familiar with agentic AI. Agentic AI, raise your hand. Wow, so I would say less than 10% of the audience is familiar with agentic AI. And let me, before I start, I'm going to just give you just a quick thing to remember. In my view, if you had $1, I would say 90 cents of it will go to agentic AI and 10 cents goes to generative in terms of importance and impact to our industry. That's how important agentic AI is. The fact is we're rapidly evolving into this agentic era. This type of AI is not reactive. It's actually the opposite. It actually helps you plan, decide, and execute complex tasks towards a goal. This means agentic AI evolves, and it teaches itself every time you use it. Now, this transition from assistive AI to autonomous AI is really unbelievable. The powerful combination of agentic and generative AI will completely redefine all of our roles, from CEO all the way down to an associate. It will elevate our impact and unlock hyper-personalization of experiences across the entire event lifecycle. With AI, we're moving experiences towards being dynamically and happen in real time. We're truly in the midst of a revolutionary shift that's challenging all of us to rethink how technology can add measurable value to our events. Now, the good news is many of you are already beginning to tap into AI's potential. Now, albeit it's mostly generative AI, and 85% of organizations are using some form in their marketing. Planners are clearly just starting to leverage the power of AI across the entire meetings journey. However, many of us are still stuck in using basic use cases like content creation or summary of meeting notes, which is a great start. So the question now is, how do we move from experimentation to real ROI? I can tell you the future belongs to those who embrace these powerful new tools. And as your technology partner, it's our job to help you do that. That's why just a few months ago, we unveiled CventIQ. CventIQ is our collection of powerful intelligence capabilities embedded across the entire Cvent platform. It's not a standalone product, but the engine that powers smarter, more efficient, and higher return experiences. And here's what makes CventIQ stand out. It combines cutting-edge AI capabilities with more than 25 years of industry experience and best practices. In short, we're creating a new kind of intelligence that understands our industry and accelerates your processes, improving your outcomes. And more importantly, it delivers results only Cvent can. Take a look. In the past few months, since we unveiled CventIQ, we've made tremendous progress, delivering new AI-powered capabilities that are already changing the way planners and marketers deliver events and how attendees experience them. For example, session snapshots. With session snapshots, attendees no longer have to take notes or photos of slides from the back of the room. Now they'll get a curated collection of live transcripts, audio snippets, and slide screenshots delivered directly to them. Some of our new CventIQ power tools made such an impression at Cvent CONNECT US that we had just 2 months ago that Forbes magazine wrote 2 different articles about them. Now, CventIQ is about empowering you, your teams, and your attendees with intelligence that you can actually use. And for the hospitality professionals in the audience, CventIQ will also help you. We're developing AI capabilities that will accelerate and improve nearly every aspect of your MICE marketing, sales, and execution. Take a look at this video. Now, let me dig a little deeper into some of the capabilities you just saw in the video. First, our AI response assistant. Look, we all know how hotels struggle to respond to the hundreds, if not thousands, of RFPs that they literally get every year from planners. But we all know that response quality and timing is critical. Our assistant generates high-quality proposals using the hotel's past responses and the planner profile information that they have. And with that, they'll be able to massively cut down on response time and improve win rates. And for the planner, you'll receive responses from your RFPs much quicker. Another hospitality example is our AI 3D event designer. This product will use AI in a simple, conversational way. So now planners can actually type in what they need for their event, and they'll get back accurate to scale 3D setups of meeting rooms. Now look, this level of detail that we're having on these 3D images is pretty astounding. You can even ask it to tell you what the sunlight will look like in a ballroom in October at 5 p.m. It's pretty incredible. And here's what's really exciting for the hoteliers. Planners can interact with this AI-powered design within the Cvent Supplier Network or on your property's website, making it easier for planners to better visualize their event, no matter where they find you online. And you can see the power of knowing all this before you start an event, showing your decision makers, making it easier logistically. There are so many benefits to being able to do this. Look, at the end of the day, I truly believe that the future won't be led by companies that simply adapt AI. It will be led by those who reimagine themselves through it. And we're doing exactly that. So now, why is Cvent best positioned to support you and your organization on this journey? First, we understand that it's people, not AI, who deliver the next generation of attendee and group experience. But in order to do that, you have to feel empowered, informed, and supported by AI. Now, the good news is that Cvent has the size, the scale, and the expertise to make this happen. Second, our deep commitment to data privacy and security has always been a key differentiator. And we know that only becomes even more important in the age of AI. Our careful development of CventIQ brings ethical intelligence across every interaction, so that you never have to choose between innovation and security. Third, through the powerful combination of AI and our world-class support, we're literally speaking your language. Whether it's real-time chat translation, region-specific insights, or localized learnings using resources from 12 plus languages, we're making it simple for all of you to get support that feels personal and effortless. And finally, we have all of you, our hundreds of thousands of users. No other event tech company has this many users and customers that's representing the entire ecosystem using one platform. And this is a big deal because AI becomes exponentially more impactful when you have a global network of industry experts to make the most of it. Now, I just shared a high-level view of the importance of AI to our industry. But during the product roadmap session, which is coming up right after mine, you'll hear so much more. Now, these are just some of the highlights for event professionals and marketers. And for the hospitality professionals, here are some highlights that they're going to cover also. Now, I don't want to steal their thunder, but there's some really interesting features that you're going to see in here and really help elevate your AI strategy with some of these new products. Now, our teams will also share plenty of actionable use cases to help you move from AI experimentation to clear outcomes. Because the reality is, success won't belong to AI. It will belong to those bold enough to harness it. Okay, now let's pivot and talk about my third and final point. The powerful combination of events and marketing. Now, for years, marketers have relied on events to build brand awareness, generate leads, and of course, help drive revenue. In fact, 77% of marketers say events are their most effective marketing channel. But look, the old way of focusing on a handful of big conferences, scanning badges, and passing leads to sales just isn't enough anymore. That's where event-led growth comes into picture. ELG is a go-to-market strategy that uses a broad mix of events, and one of the main customer acquisitions has one of your main forms of customer acquisition and retention. And there's powerful data to back this up. With this kind of potential, we want to empower marketers to fully capitalize on this. I want you to think about this. Reports are saying that a staggering 90% of online content will be generated by AI by the end of 26. This makes face-to-face even more important. In fact, Mark Cuban, a well-known entrepreneur in the US, tweeted this recently. And you know what? I couldn't agree more. So as events continue to prove their value, the demand to do more of them will keep growing. And I like to say at the beginning, as I said at the beginning of my speech, it's not just about the big conferences. It's also about the small, repeatable events, VIP dinners, executive roundtables, regional lunch and learns, and community networking events. These events are more flexible and more personable, and they enable a deeper connection with your customers. But unfortunately, they're also time-consuming to plan, and scaling them, it really isn't very easy, which is why we developed our newest product, Cvent Essentials. Cvent Essentials is a simplified event management solution, and it's designed to empower field marketing to run small, repeatable events at scale. With just a few hours of training, anyone in your organization can set up an event in just 10 minutes. So in short, Cvent Essentials, with it, you can turn your in-person field marketing team and all your events into a powerful growth engine. Now, in addition to in-person experiences, virtual events are another core part of an event marketer's toolkit. Webinars continue to outperform other marketing tactics. And candidly, we expect that to continue as the millennials and the Gen Z, which are both video-first generations, as they begin to dominate the B2B population, especially the buyers, they will continue to invest in webinars, and we, of course, will be there for them. And just like Essentials, you can quickly spin up a webinar in just 20 minutes and engage with your prospects or your customers. And know that this marketing data is fully integrated across your total event program. So now when you think about it, over the last 18 months, we've not only internally developed 2 different products geared towards the event marketer, but we've also acquired 3 leading companies in the space. Now, these 5 new solutions will supercharge your event marketing capabilities. So hopefully it's clear now that we want you to be as successful as you can in event marketing, and we hopefully will be your partner as you continue to drive your brand and drive revenue. So now as I wrap up, I'd like to remind you of something very important. Even as technology continues to transform how we power events, look, the fundamentals haven't changed. Even in tomorrow's AI-first world, we'll be setting up physical stands, still shaking hands, having conversations in person, and celebrating at post-event celebrations. It'll just be done more intelligently. So as you go through this week, I encourage you to make the most of these moments. Attend a tech tour. Have our technology come to life. Join a networking event or an online roundtable to connect with similar minds. Spend time exploring the Innovation Pavilion. And most of all, engage with over 200 Cventers who are here for you. This is our World Cup. It's truly the highlight of our year. And as event hosts, we're here to help you get the most out of this conference. But even as you navigate packed agendas and explore the latest technology here this week, I have one simple request. Don't forget why you do what you do. You create experiences, not just to inform or impress, but to spark something real. In a world where content is infinite, but meaning is scarce, events remain one of the few places where true trust is built, relationships are forged, and brands come to life. That's why we're all here, to imagine what's next and invest in what's timeless, to lead with bold ideas and anchor them in human connection. Because while the road ahead may be digital first, it'll be without question human-led. Thank you.